All right, let's see if we are live here. We are streaming tonight to several different streams. Looks like we are up on a couple. Let me get these going. Yes, we are up. So we're up on Facebook. We're up on, let's see if we are up on YouTube. Let's see as people roll in. It'll take a few minutes here to get totally squared away. But it looks like we are jumping on. Yep, good. People are jumping on, it looks like. It takes a little longer when we are going to 3 different platforms. So tonight, as you're jumping on, I want everyone to know we are live on 3 different platforms at the same time. So if you're looking here, we're going to Facebook, we're going to YouTube, and we're going to Twitter or Periscope. So welcome to Revolution Network. This is Dr. Jason Dean, and I'm bringing you some really cool information. This is going to be a shorter video tonight because I just got off an interview with the amazing Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. So welcome everybody from California, New York, Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Michigan. Yes, I have some Michigan news tonight. Toronto, I love it, all of you. So please, if you have not taken the chance to go and listen, just about an hour or so ago, a little after 7 o'clock, I did an hour and 10 minutes with the amazing Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. If you guys are on the fence or you need information about vaccines, about health, you name it, go watch that video. It is so important. She just gives massive amounts of quality information, and it will literally save potentially your family's life, because what she has done, the research she has done, is top notch. It's unmatched by anybody. So please go watch that. That is going to go out. It's that will be also put out to YouTube, probably Twitter as well, to educate as many people as we can. But share that because it's vital information. Now we're going to do a shorter live tonight because of that, but I want to dive right into it. So I did not get a chance to watch the whole press conference tonight because I've been running around, plus I had the interview. However, I have some clips. We're going to talk about a couple different things because we're going to need to calm some people down. First off tonight, the stimulus money to small businesses, you may have read or heard or watched that they ran out of money. So we knew this was going to happen. The real problem with this is, though, not that we want stimulus money to continue churning over and over again, because obviously money is being printed by the Federal Reserve, the corporation, so fast that obviously our debt's going up as well. However, we have vital small businesses out there that are losing their businesses, losing their lives and their families because of this insanity over, as we know now, and we're going to talk about in a little bit, the virus, which was a blatant lie. Now, if you're first catching me up on YouTube for the first time or Twitter, I'm not saying people didn't die of the virus. My Facebook fans, viewers out there know that that's not what I said. But obviously this was a staged event. It was set up. It was a mistake coming out of a lab where it shouldn't have come out of. But at the end of the day, we have people that need that money. That is not a welfare check for people. That is money that has been, we've been defrauded of it. However, we have small businesses that need to survive. There are restaurants, there are small stores, there is retail, there are practitioners, doctors, etc. that need that money to survive because they were told it was going to be there, and they've been down and out of business for potentially 4+ weeks. So my assumption, and based on what I understood from the stimulus, is they're actually going to be able to have plenty of money there, because this is the crazy part about this. When the thing happened with the Fed about a month or so ago with the president, they said they had now an unlimited stimulus system. With the president declaring a national emergency and having all 50 states under his power, he has powers now basically to write a blank check. Long term, that is not a good thing because it's obviously national debt. But our hope is that the Federal Reserve is removed and the Treasury takes its spots. But for the time being, we don't have a choice right now other than to get that stimulus money out. So that money it will most likely be repicked back up. People will get their money. They'll actually have new money, etc. So I don't necessarily see that being a problem. I just think, obviously, they didn't expect the demand. Now, the other thing is money for the farmers. I don't know if you know this, and I'm actually trying to get somebody on who's going to talk about this, but we've been told that we had a 3+ year food supply in the U.S. That if anything like this happened or something catastrophic, that we'd have plenty of food for a very long time and it'd be no problem. Well, they lied to you. The person who I have talked to actually has said that it's only about 3 days worth of national food. Now, there are farmers out there who have large crops that they can't even take to the market. One, because restaurants and things aren't open, it's going to waste. But two, we have giant crops that are not being used right now. The problem is we have actually about 3 days supply. The president today, I believe, actually sent over $16 billion to farmers. I do not know all the details of that yet, as I've not been doing the research because it's tonight. However, I'm going to look into that. We got to find out where that money actually goes. However, that could be very beneficial for the farmers because, quite honestly, farmers have taken such a hit because of genetically modified foods and other problems that their margins are either paper thin or they actually lose money farming. And quite honestly, our country, our food supply has always depended upon farmers. We have to have farmers. And that is actually one of the things that has made America absolutely phenomenal. So we need to keep that in mind, and we need to hope and pray that that's what actually is being used for. And then long term, I'm also seeing articles, again, we talked about this in the past, where there could be a jubilee or a debt forgiveness. I'm not going to go deep into that. I have before, but I'm going to keep researching that because some articles have come out. But at the end of the day, the Fed cannot continue printing this much and doing this much. So something has to give at some point. Now, the crazy part is the market is skyrocketing, which the president had said was going to happen. Now, the market doesn't mean everything because technically Wall Street is like a casino. It's basically you're gambling your money and hoping something good will happen. So something has to give at some point, but I think it looks like the economy is going to go back online. Michigan folks, now I don't know if other states are doing this yet, but a special shout out to Michigan folks. I just read an article before I came on where Governor Whitmer has basically been crushed under the pressure of you, the citizens. She is saying that they will be reopening May 1st. So we're almost 2 weeks away from that. It actually happens on not coming up Friday, but the following Friday. So let it be known that the power still belongs to the people. They had 15,000 plus people drive in to the Capitol. They had a line out of the town. I don't even know how many people were there, but I haven't read those statistics. However, they overwhelmed the system. She got pressure put on her, and she caved to your pressure. What that means, Michigan, New York, California, all these states, even if you're in a conservative state, you have the power to overturn what your elected officials will do. All right? You must know that. Now, I will add on to this, which I've said before. If you're going to have a protest like that, an organized protest, if you're going to roll into a city capital or state capital, what you need to do is you must be calm. You must be peaceful. You can be loud, but you must be peaceful. The reason I say that is in the past, there have been certain organizations that have been paid for by people like George Soros and others, like Antifa. These are basically cells of people that will come in and they will cause panic. They will actually create destruction. They will create violence. You cannot react to that. What we do not want, we do not want any shots fired or violence taken up. So you have to stand firm on your peaceful resolution. Now, obviously, if something horrible happens and you have to defend yourself, obviously defense is okay, but you just have to know, you have to be calm. I'm actually communicating with someone this weekend that I believe is actually setting up something for May 1st in Los Angeles. I believe it is. I'll know more about that this weekend and in the next week to do that there. But the same thing, You have to be calm. You have to be relaxed. You have to go in there with the intent that we're doing this to gain our government back and not to have any fighting or have any problems or violence. Okay, I think that is so important. We really have to stick to our guns on that. Okay, not literally, obviously. Now, moving on, and this is the final piece that I'm going to hit tonight for the most part, is because this is really kind of big. Now, a lot of people are going to ask me about the Gates stuff. Okay, the first I'm gonna knock out right away the first question that I know is going to come up here in the comments, and that is that the president said that they're going to be using swabs from the Gates Foundation. Now, obviously, I don't know what he meant by that. It was obviously I heard it at the same time you guys heard it, so I haven't looked into it. Do not panic yet, okay? Obviously, it's not something we like to hear, but I've heard the same thing about vaccines, like, oh, the vaccines are coming. Sometimes, again, things are done for optics, meaning he might be setting it up. We're hoping he's setting it up, obviously, okay? Now, the interesting thing today was Q dropped a whole bunch of stuff. I have not gone through all of it, but there was a picture that is actually called Renegade. I'm going to read this to you from my page here. It was a picture of half of Obama's face, President Obama. Excuse me, and it says Renegade. Renegade was his Secret Service name, if you didn't know that. Now, most people have not looked up the definition of renegade. Renegade is a person who deserts and betrays an organization, country, or set of principles. Synonyms: traitor, defector, deserter, turncoat, rebel, mutineer. That is the exact opposite of the definition of patriot, which defends their country, loves their country, stands up for their country. Okay, a patriot is a good thing. A renegade is the opposite, and that was his Secret Service code name, just like Hillary's was Evergreen. Okay, now I want to go a little deeper. Today in the press conference, he talked about, actually what happened was a few things occurred. The first thing that happened was someone asked him a question. From one of the journalists asked a question, and they asked a question regarding an article a couple weeks ago, which was regarding the $3.7 million grant that was given to the NIH regarding the Wuhan lab, and that was done 2015. That was done. Okay. Now they asked him about that. They asked President Trump, and he said, "Well, we're looking into that. That happened a while ago. Do you know what that happened?" The journalist chimed right in and said, "No, that was 2015." And the president said, "Well, you know who was president then?" And he kind of said it with a sarcastic voice, in the fact that it was President Obama. Now, the interesting thing is, this might be a perfect storm, because if he's bringing in stuff from the Gates Foundation, but he also knows full well that this has really come out of the Wuhan lab, the virus, and it either intentionally got out of there or it mistakenly got out of there. Either way, the person who received that grant for the NIH from President Obama was Dr. Fauci. Now, this could easily all come crumbling down in the fact that if the president is doing this to basically show the cartel or the mob at work, that it all blows up in their face. Now, Q has talked about, didn't say a date, but Q has talked about in the past that President Obama could be arrested in the future. Does that happen? Will that happen? I don't know. Again, it's speculation. We're just trying to go by the actual news and see what goes on. But it is known. So we all know at this point. I mean, if you go on Facebook, if you go on Twitter, if you go on YouTube, people know at this point that Gates is a scumbag. Fauci and Birx are lying. They started at 2 million deaths, could be more, down to 200, 250,000, down to 60,000, and we might get to 30,000 possibly, and those numbers are inflated because they're basically diagnosing them incorrect. So, I mean, it's very possible that the number of actual real deaths, not from comorbidities, but from actual virus, COVID-19, could be 10,000 or less. I don't know that exact number. I'm just saying we know the number is not real, okay? Now, the other interesting thing today, in fact, is if you go on Twitter, you'll actually find a video clip of CNN Dr. Sanjay Gupta was actually interviewing, I believe it was Birx, and I didn't see the other person, but he was asking about the entire situation, but then about what they're doing and how it's being operated. And they talked about infrastructure of the programs being put in place. And she misstepped. She actually misspoke. This is the crazy part about Birx and Fauci. Then this is my own personal opinion. I think they're completely incompetent. That's my opinion. Incompetent to the point where they're just letting themselves be exposed. And I think the president, maybe the task force, are letting themselves be exposed, or letting them be exposed. Because when she misspoke, she basically said the infrastructure is being put in place and we're doing what the gates tell us. And then she misstepped and she goes, or what the government is telling us. So she totally messed up and said that they are being told by the Gates Foundation what to do. And then she re-uttered her words and said, well, the government is telling us what to do. So I don't know if it's a staged act. I don't know if it's a mistake. I don't know if she's cracking. I don't know if they're cracking. But it's coming out. People know at this point. Again, if you go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, like Bill Gates is getting absolutely hammered to the point that the mainstream media keeps having to go and take things down or block stuff because, and they won't even talk about it. They always just say, well, Bill Gates is being attacked by conspiracy theorists. Well, I think the entire world has woken up to conspiracy theories, but they're not theories. It's conspiracy reality. There's a conspiracy against planet Earth, America, mankind, however you want to put it. And we have to put a stop to that, okay? So I wanted to let you know about that. And also, by the way, there was another clip about Dr. Birx who said something. She misspoke again when she said that the flu is gone. And so you can go look at that clip. I didn't catch the whole clip, but basically she was like self-admitting to, we had to worry about the COVID-19 stuff because the flu is gone now. So since when was the flu gone? They are stumbling all over themselves. As I have said in the past, criminals always out themselves. Now, sometimes it's trickier and you don't always see it, but ultimately they always out themselves. And the criminal act that these folks have done for, if not hundreds or thousands of years, I don't even know how long at this point, because it goes so much deeper than most everyone is willing to even understand at this point. It's going to come to fruition. This is going to happen, okay? One of the last thing before I head off tonight, I'll look at some questions too before we go off tonight. But again, we're going to do a shorter one tonight because my voice is waning a little bit from the interview and then just all week. So Children's Health Defense, RFK Jr., the website, actually put out a post today, and I wanted to highlight this because it was yesterday that I gave the 5G talk. Now, this is as of today, and it's signed to join CHD, or Children's Health Defense, submission to stop the FCC rule allowing 5G and satellite antennas on homes. They want to put them on homes. We talked about this yesterday. These smart houses, smart hubs, they're making you hubs, okay? If you do not want 5G towers on your neighbor's homes or the satellites, 1 million antennas deployed, you need to help stop it by signing. So go to the website, look that up, and get that handle, because we have to stop this. As I gave the information on 5G, we have to put an end to this actual problem, okay? This is huge, and we have to handle it, okay? Does that make sense? Good. So, again, we have a few things in order tonight. We have to, one, protect ourselves, take care of ourselves, but now I want you... I think things are going to still get very, very chaotic before we win this, and even before order comes out. The reason I say that is because you're going to have a lot of states who will still put the brakes on. I mean, New York, Governor Cuomo is absolutely insane, and as many of you know, I've said I'm from New York. Absolutely insane. And they are basically saying that he is opening up New Yorkers to be the human experiment for the COVID-19 vaccine. He said that they would open it up for everybody. That's a violation of medical rights. That's a violation of health rights. That's a violation of human rights. It's a violation of everything. All right, he has absolutely zero right to do that. And as I said earlier, with Dr. Tenpenny, that they are actually bypassing animal studies on the vaccine, which is completely unethical. They wrote themselves a law to get away from this garbage. And you need to stand up to it. We need to stand up to it. So I think it's going to get a little chaotic. I do not want a civil war. That is not what any of us want. However, we have to stand up for our rights. It's imperative that we do this. We are Americans. We are strong. We are brave. We must tap in to what our founders knew about. We must tap into that fighting spirit that they knew about, that we've all felt before. When you stand for that national anthem, when you think about the people who have fought for the freedoms, and keep in mind, I understand technically we're a slave debt society now with the Federal Reserve, but we all still feel that patriotic pride. We are not renegade. We feel that patriotic pride in us. Other countries like Australia and other ones that I see here, we're behind you as well. Just because we're pro-America does not mean we're not pro-other countries. We do not want the war that for a long time we have sent to overseas, the Middle East, etc. We do not want that. We stand with you as well. But we are strong as Americans. We're going to take care of America first. We're going to rebuild this place and make it amazing again. And then we want to partner with our local communities and our communities abroad in all other countries. That's what we want, okay? But you need to be strong, because as this goes on, they talk about the storm. My opinion, and this is purely speculation, is either we're not at the storm yet or we're in the eye of the storm. I think the storm, the hard part of the storm is coming. If you know anything about storms, especially hurricanes, I know about those. The back end of the storm, so when you're in the eye, it's eerily calm, meaning it seems like a perfect day out. But then the back of the storm is actually stronger than the front of the storm. So as Americans, it's not over. No matter what happens, even if this turns out amazing and the president's completely on our side and Q works out 100%, this is not over. You need to be strong. Okay? That's what we need. We have to find that fighting American spirit. We have to be peaceful first and then fight only if we have to. But we need to be here for America, and we need to get through this crisis and come out the other side victorious for all reasons, okay? Perfect. Are there any questions I can help? I'm going to take a couple questions tonight because we're doing good on time, and that's kind of what I wanted to do tonight. Let's see here. I love that Australia and other places are on. That is beautiful. I love that we're preaching to the entire world, and we're going to win this all together. Yes, so FISA documents. So it looks like John Durham is getting ready, hopefully, to dive in and knock some people down. Fantastic. Good. Let's see. Jesus is coming soon. I believe this is biblical. I do not disagree. We have to win this fight, and this is biblical, and we're going to win. God wins. Good. Okay. Am I coming up to Tallahassee the 1st of May? Let me work on that. I didn't know the dates. I'm actually speaking to someone tomorrow regarding that stuff. So Brandon, message me behind the scenes, and we will talk about that and get something worked out. Why do I think the president left? I don't know. I actually have not seen it tonight because I was doing other things to get ready for the interview. So I'm going to go look at stuff. But I heard it was a very weird situation tonight. So we'll see what happens. Good. They took down an interview of Ellen and Gates at one point. Yes. I don't know why it went down. I'm assuming they don't like all this bad public relations. And so they don't like getting hammered. They are the deep state. They are part of it. And it's deeper than deep state. Trust me. I have articles that I've been reading the last 2 days. This goes so deep that most people would never believe it unless it was shown directly to them. Okay. What can I suggest with good knowledge about nanobots and nanotech? Nanotechnology in general, I'm learning more about that. I've been diving in that last several months actually. I'll drop some names that are good people to go to, but do a Google and look up, let's see, nanotubes. Look up nanotubes. That will help you as well. I did not talk enough about nanotubes in my 5G talk the other night, but that's where they can actually put a viral or bacteria or anything they really want into it, and they can reactivate that with 5G rays or beams, whatever you want to call it. It's military warfare. They can actually set things off. So you do need to know about that. But I'll put some articles up about that as well. Good. What about the economy? Okay, I don't know about the economy. Economy will be back. There's no way we're going down. I'll talk more on that in the future as we know more. Okay. Can I talk more about the book I received? So I actually bought the book. I got it yesterday. I have not read it yet. My wife picked it up immediately and started reading it. And basically, the book is for this. If you're a newbie or new person, they call them newbies, to the whole Q phenomenon, it really is a good review of that. Now, it's not going to give you all the speculation on everything that's coming up in the future. No, it's not necessarily that. It really is just a good background and summary. So a lot of people who are just learning this, honestly, you don't know a lot about it. You don't know where to look, etc. It's a great book for that. And the person who wrote it was interviewed by someone I really look up to, who was a former spy. And so that's why I bought that one, because I know it's obviously good material. Good. Okay. Let's see. A couple more questions. It's good. Okay, good. A couple more questions. I answered that one, I think. I am actually working on a blog right now regarding Elon Musk. I do not believe Elon is a good person. I could be wrong. I think he is set up by the elite. I think he has done a great job at really not explaining who Nikola Tesla really was. I get very annoyed that the fact that Tesla is considered a car company at this point, and trust me, in the past, I thought the car was cool. I've said cool things about it, but my belief now that all this is happening is that everyone thinks Tesla is a car now, and that's not at all what Nikola Tesla was, okay? So I think Elon has been put there personally to be a problem for that. We'll see. Okay, one more. Let's see. Is the CNN interview with Birx on CNN's Twitter? I don't think so, no. Go look at the Anons, and that will happen. Is FEMA in control? No, so this is my last one I'm going to answer. FEMA is not in control technically, okay? That doesn't, like, I've heard this a couple times, and the fact that, oh, well, and I don't remember his name, the head of FEMA is now considered, he's in charge and the president is not. That's not how it works, okay? FEMA is, so anytime there's a natural disaster, FEMA jumps in, okay? Now, President Carter created some sort of weird executive order that I haven't even looked through, saying that the FEMA guy is in control. That's not the case. I mean, the president is in control. The president is the commander-in-chief. FEMA doesn't jump into control. Now FEMA might be in control of the health aspect right now. That is one thing. But he's not in control of the government. So I actually looked that up the other day. There's a ton of debunking information. So go check that stuff out, okay? Good, guys. That's all we're going to do because my body needs a little bit of rest. It's been a crazy week, but I appreciate all of you. And again, I'm gonna leave on this from a positive standpoint because I love giving out positive information. We all need to stay connected. Also, by the way, one more thing I forgot. I do believe that either the internet and or cellular stuff is going to go down at some point. I have no idea when. I'll look more into it. But I will tell you this. If there are people out there that you follow, that you watch, so if you're following me, if you're watching me, I will tell you right now, you need to go get on the email list and you need to go to the website regularly because at some point, none of us trust the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media outlets, okay? I'm actually going to be typing my stuff in right now to have you go do that, okay? You need to do this because if it goes down, there'll be none of this video stuff. Well, like I'll have to actually take videos and upload them on my website, which I can do. I'll have to upload them and have you go watch them, and they will not be live because it is most likely that this system is going to go down at some point. I have that kind of gut feeling that something is going to happen, and people on Twitter are talking about it. People on Facebook are talking about it because so many people are getting banned for posting things that are legitimately true in fact. And then Facebook is going after anything that is about COVID-19. So these systems, even though they may have been opened up behind the scenes for a little while, they are still run by not great people, okay? I wanted to talk to you about the Gavi thing and the vaccine. I'm going to leave that to tomorrow night because that's a whole conversation. I'm going to do that tomorrow night. So I apologize for not giving it tonight. I had a lot of my mind with Dr. Tenpenny. I want to make sure that really went well. So we'll do that tomorrow night. I'm going to show you the path. I'm going to show you their scheme on what they do and how they've made this whole system work, okay? But go sign up, because if this thing goes down, that is how we stay in contact, all right? Good. Guys, take care of yourself. Get ready. Be strong. Get healthy. Take care of yourself. You must take care of your body. If you are not healthy and stuff goes down, you are going to have problems. And even if stuff becomes good and we win this battle, which we plan on doing, you must be healthy for your family. You have to be taken care of and ready to go moving into this new world. A lot of people think it's okay to not feel good, to be sick, to have heart disease, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. That's not cool. If you are not feeling healthy, if you're not looking healthy, now is the time to take care of yourself and get prepared, because if this goes into chaos, which we hope it doesn't, you may not be able to go through that. And we do not want that to occur. We need every one of us, okay? So share this, share Dr. Tenpenny's video, all the other ones, and take care of yourself. Be well and help each other out. This is the time. We have to be ready, okay? Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network. Be well tonight. Spiritually get ready. Mentally get ready. Physically get ready. Have a wonderful evening. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.